This is the Hellboy Savage Dragon crossover, featured in issues 34 and 35 of the regular series. This is also available as a collected edition trade paperback that's probably easier to find and cheaper than getting your hands on these two issues. But this is easily one of the best conceived crossovers ever. These characters work really well together, and their creators, Mike Mignola and Eric Larson, they've got similar sensibilities about comics, how comics should be fun. So let's get into issue 34 first, from December of 1996. You got Eric Larson on script, Mike Mignola credited as the speech therapist, making sure that Hellboy sounds like Hellboy, I guess. Some of the other credits include Josh Eckhorn, who recently dropped 10 pounds from his chest down to his stomach. And then down here, Eric Larson also trademarks Adolf Hitler as a character. So why not? Speaking of Adolf Hitler, he's alive here in this story in 1952 in a castle in Romania, being hunted down by Hellboy. And he's got this mechanical Iron Man suit so he can kind of fight the big red guy. But the fight doesn't go his way, and he's killed in an explosion that sends his decapitated head flying across the sky. And it's retrieved by his minions, who preserve his brain, which ends up being put into the body of a superpowered gorilla, today known as Brainy Ape. And Brainy Ape is a member of the Vicious Circle, which is like a gang of superpowered freaks led by Cyberface. And, Cyberface was killed and brought back from the dead, but now it's been a while, so now his body's decomposing. And so he gets this dude, Abner Cadaver, to summon every non-living undead being on Earth to Chicago to help this guy survive. It's kind of a crazy plan. So what happens is every vampire and mummy and supernatural undead creature in this world is compelled to travel to Chicago. It's like a Woodstock for zombies. And this catches the attention of Hellboy, and he starts investigating why this is happening. And, it's Chicago, so the dragon is also investigating it. And that's how we get these two dudes together. Let's see, we got a nice pinup here by Mike Mignola. Pretty dope. So, what's great about this story is that it makes sense for both of these characters and their narrative and their history. Usually these crossovers are really forced and unnatural, but these two, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. And during this battle, this mummy throws a train at Savage Dragon, and that's actually a page that is a self-swipe by Eric Larson from Thor 385, where the Incredible Hulk crushed Thor with the train. That's pretty cool. Anyways, the good guys end up defeating this immediate threat with a fiery explosion. And but the Brainy Ape, he kind of watches, and he recognizes Hellboy as the man who killed him back in the day, back in the 50s. So he telepathically possesses Hellboy, controlling his actions, and forces him to fight the dragon. And then on the last page here, Cyberface is trying to see if a vampire's bite can keep him alive. Here's Fanatics, but since we're looking at 2 issues in this one, I'm going to go ahead and skip the letters pages and the fan art, because there's a lot here. There's like 7 pages of letters and stuff. So moving on to issue 35 from February of 1997. This was delayed by a month. The previous one came out in December of 96. This is February of 97. So luckily we don't have to wait that long. Some same credits as last time, including Josh Eckhorn, who wishes every day could be Doris Day. And Brainy Ape comes out of hiding, and he starts controlling both Hellboy and Dragon, making them fight to the death. And they're beating the crap out of each other and just destroying property along the way. And meanwhile, Cyberface is looking forward to. He's still looking for a way to renew his life because becoming a vampire did not work. But more creatures are answering the call, including this giant sea monster that eats Hellboy and the Savage Dragon whole. But luckily, they don't get chewed up, and they're able to fight off these demon pirate skeletons who are also trapped in the belly of this beast. And we get another pinup. This one by Jay Lee. Looks pretty cool. It's really solid couple issues. Man, and you know what's cool about this too? Like these characters, Hellboy premiered in what, 1993, Savage Dragon in 1992. This issue, these came out, started in 1996, the end of 96, 97. But within 4 years, both of these characters are like well defined enough and understandable by comics fans to like have this feel like it has some gravitas and is a cool big time crossover. So, and in time, now it's like 30 years later, 35 years later, or whatever. That's only increased with its. That's only kind of increased with its how much impact this kind of a crossover is. It's pretty cool. So anyway, the Air Force is called to put down this giant kaiju, and fighter jets fly in and they just blast this dude to death with American firepower, putting him down. And that allows our heroes to crawling through the lower intestines and then finally making their way out of his ass. But luckily, the Brainy Ape didn't go far. So Dragon's able to grab the Brainy Ape and beat the crap out of him, and he sends his brain flying out of his head. And for some comedy, the brain tries to like run away, and the Dragon is able to pin it against the wall with a knife, with his little legs still kicking. This whole thing was a lot of fun, man. And with Mike Mignola's help, Larson was able to nail these characters' personalities, bouncing off of each other with like a perfect sense of humor. And then it plants seeds for future stories, including this final moment where they shake hands, and Hellboy says the Dragon should get into government work. And, Dragon says he may be looking for a new job soon. So he'll be joining the SOS at some. That's a future storyline right around the corner. So once again, I'm going to skip the letters pages on this one. But on the back cover, I'll note there's an ad for Wizard 69, which features the Savage Dragon half issue, which I will definitely be looking at some point here soon. But next week is issue 34. Or no, 30. Yeah, 30. 36. How about that?